What's up, guys? Welcome to the Spike Podcast and NFC North Podcast. As always, my name is Imorie, a.k.a. Lex, representing the Green Bay Packers. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Lavon Lane of the Chicago Bears, and always Mr. Corey Thompson of the Detroit Lions, guys. And, we've had a hell of a final week of this football season. It's Week 18. We had a crazy game between us and the Bears. The Lions and Vikings had some crazy shit, but we're gonna jump straight into it. Mr. Lavon Lane, how are you feeling about your Chicago Bears, sir? We had a crazy game.
I'm feeling ecstatic. Hey, Imorie, guess what?
What's that?
We beat y'all ass. It's been since 2015.
2018.
We beat your ass, Mr. Postman. hey, I got another one. Something else. Caleb is undefeated.
Hey, Lambo, shut the fuck up. I knew you was going to do this. I'm not going to lie, dude. You guys won the game. Good on y'all. We played a shit game, and y'all beat us, bro.
So, Lane, your home is my home, too.
Here we go with this shit, bro.
We family.
Well, so does that mean that, Soldier Field is our home? Is that what that means?
Oh, no.
It's not now you changed it real quick, bro.
Hey,
you changed it real quick.
Hey. We can switch y'all own it, and I guess we can own y'all.
Y'all. If you beat us again at Lambeau, then you own it. But right now, you're renting a room. You're on the lease.
But me and Corey, we family.
Yeah, y'all. No matter what the fuck, y'all family till y'all play each other. That family bullshit don't ride in this division. Don't try to do that shit.
Hey,
don't try.
But hold on, Imorie. Hey, we starting off real early. Your record same as mine in the division.
That's all right. But who's in the playoffs? Are y'all?
Hey.
Y'all next game in 8 months. Our next game is in a couple of days, bro. It's fine, bro. You know what? And I'll be straight with you, man. There's a lot of gripes. And I posted that video about all the Packers frauds on the channel a couple of days ago. And dude, my number one gripe with this team is division play. I think that 1-5 in the division is one of those reasons why when you look at coaches, when you look at a good head coach, there's a certain quality that Dan Campbell have and that Kevin O'Connell have. Their players are fired up. They want to run through walls for these guys. And the Packers, luckily we fucked everybody up outside of our division, so to speak. But I think that there's a huge rift personally going on between this team, especially with us going into the playoffs off of the loss to you guys. And that's one of my concerns. We'll get into that a little bit more when we talk about the playoff games coming up. But, I think that right now, Dan Campbell and Kevin O'Connell are better leaders of their football teams. And obviously, it showed even with the interim coach, Thomas Brown. You guys came out with a dub. Great game, by the way. Good for you guys.
Yeah. Like I say, it's first win at Lambeau since 2015. You remember that old gunslinger Jay Cutler won that game?
I remember
and
that
that's
game.
the last.
I remember that game.
Yeah, the last time we won. So, like I say, it was a good victory for us. A lot of people
definitely your Super Bowl, for sure.
It was definitely our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, Imorie: do you think for this game for us as a Packers fan, this was more of a moral victory?
I think that you guys if you guys had lost this game going into the offseason, there would have been a lot less hope and momentum shift. I mean, obviously, you guys know there's a new head coach coming in. And, I know that you're hoping for Ben Johnson. It's probably not going to be him. But, depending on who comes in, they're going to have to pick up that momentum and turn it into something. It's either going to be a lump of coal or it's going to be a diamond. Now, one of the things I will say, though, is dude, we watched the game together. Also, I had a blast. Thank you so much for coming over to the house to watch it. It was really fun to watch it, man. It was a bunch of fun. But you and I both know we had that game won. And then we just fucked it up, bro. There was that defensive play, bro, the one you sent the photo of on 3rd and long, prevent never fucking works. And even every single person I've seen look at that screenshot knew that was a bad play call. And I think that, there was a lot of things, even with the fake fumble or with the punt return, with the fake out by DJ Moore and then Josh Blackwell running it back on us. Brilliant. A marvelous execution. You guys were literally just way more in tune, and you were united in the fact that it was a fight. It wasn't just a ball game. Yeah. You guys were fighting for your right to feel positive going in the offseason because you guys had damn near everything going wrong. But no, I'm not gonna lie, I want to hate on the Bears and I fuck you guys, but man, good on you guys for finally overcoming that deficit. Because I think that when you guys have a head coach and you guys get some new weapons and maybe some things change around you guys' organization, you guys are gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
I think let me bring this up. So Corey said it best. And I want to piggyback a question Corey asked me a while ago, where me and you, Imorie, we had a disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
So, Corey, I don't know if you remember the question. You can ask that same question to Imorie. Do you consider that loss, even though, how you phrase it?
I know what you're saying that y'all won the game, but you actually lost. And,
yes, 100%. 100%. 100%. Yes, 100%.
I was gonna address it.
Okay.
What you want to say?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be 0-6 in the division.
That's what I said. And that's what I said.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Packers fans about that all week because, my fan base is up in the roar about the coaching because the games that we lost in the division, with the exception of our first game, Corey, we were within a touchdown of winning all of those games. We lost by 3.
Yeah.
We lost by 1. We lost by, 6 or whatever the fuck it was. And it's like, that's literally one drop pass. That's one fumble. You know what I'm saying? Like, the margin for error is just a little bit too high for their coaches to accept it. I'm like, dude, so I'll be this. I'll talk to one of my good friends. My good friend Tommy Cloud. One of my good friends from Athens. He's a fucking huge Packers fan. When he found out, we bonded together over that. And we're in 2 completely different fucking places on the Packers organization. On one hand, he thinks that his perspective is that we have a new starter the second year. We've made the playoffs 2 years in a row. We're trending loosely in the right direction. And he sees that as a positive change because he's seen other starting quarterbacks come in and go 5-12 for a couple years before they even get the record over 500. I'm from the camp that I've seen flashes of the team that we can beat. Like beating the shit out of the Saints 34-0. That was not the same football team that played the Bears last Sunday. Like, it was not. It simply was not. There was, like, a certain level of headstrongness and fired upness. Me and Lavon talked about that. I feel like Matt LaFleur, as a head coach, is very, very calm and laid back. He's fired up against the refs, but as far as uniting his players, he doesn't want everybody to knock each other out. He gets up 14 points, and the fourth quarter comes, and he wants to just not shave the lead. Dan Campbell's going to pummel you until the clock hits 0. That's what we need in the fire. And I'll go more into that in the playoff conversation, but absolutely, to go back on your original question, Mr. Lavon Lane, I absolutely agree with you. I know previously I didn't, but man, dude, we just shot ourselves in the foot. Too many false starts. And that horse collar on the last drive, shit right there, we had y'all fucked. We had, even then, we held you to 3rd and 11. Y'all were fucked. And then we just, it's a small margin for error. And unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers, their margin for error changes from week to week, and that's one of the things I don't like about this football team.
And I'm glad that, you showed a lot of humility right there.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was telling you. And, when I did the video, when Corey asked that question, that same question was addressed in the Chicago, ESPN Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's when I connected both of them together. I was like, yes, Corey is right. That was a wise question. Did you, even though you lost, you did. So I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I want you to have a taste of that question too.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I'm tasting it. I'm cooking it medium rare with a side of fucking mashed potatoes, bro. I understand. And it's funny because like that question. Go ahead, Corey.
Oh, excuse me. I was just saying, because look at the game, y'all dominated the most stats, Imorie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yo, there's a stat right now that I was so pissed off about. At the end of the second quarter, they had -4 yards and 14 fucking points. Yeah. What the fuck is that, bro? We had 8. Wait, I have it written down. Hold on. Let me look at my paper. It was -4 yards to 87 yards offensively. We had 3 points and they had fucking 14. That's not the Green Bay Packers, bro. That's like slack. That's like run-throughs in practice. We need to put the fucking pads on, and we need to go at it week for week because we lost that game in the goddamn trenches. We lost that game in the goddamn secondary. We knew that there was going to be an uphill battle, but, Caleb Williams, and this is another thing, and this is what I was about to ask you too. Remember when I said that even if your team doesn't make the playoffs, you stand to beat one team that is going to make the playoffs to fuck up their momentum? This is exactly what that game was. Chicago knew their season was over, and they were like, fuck these Packers. And I respect it. I respect it. But I will say, though, when y'all tried to Lambeau leap and the Packers fans started fighting y'all niggas, that shit was a proud moment for me, bro. That girl was like, hell no. I was like, yes. Like, fuck yes.
That was fun.
It was funny, bro. But honestly, it was one of those things where, like, man, dude, that's what this rivalry is all about. That's what it is. And you guys know, we said it, conference games. Conference games are completely unpredictable. Now we're going to the playoffs. Hell, 3 out of 7 our teams are in the fucking playoffs. That's something nobody's really talking about. Our division is about to be hell for the next 5 years. Like, it's going to be real hard for everybody, especially with coaching changes, personnel changes, injuries, and everything. So, but no, I totally feel your thing. I think that, there's a certain level of groundedness that comes off of a loss that I think certain teams need every once in a while. But I'm with you guys 100%. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. Mr. Corey Thompson, you guys beat the fuck out of the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday night. How the fuck did that feel, my guy?
Hey. One moment.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Cheers.
Hey. Oh, I got mine too. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. One moment.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
31-9. 31-9.
Ass whooping, bro. It was bad. Felt
good. Took a minute for the offense to get together, but that defense was holding up.
Yeah, it was.
But it felt good. When I say we dominated the game, total yards 394, passing yards 116 to 142, rushing yards 178 to 120. We were averaging 6 yards on offense. They was averaging 4.2. Mm-hmm. And you already know who the player of the game was.
I do, Mr. Gibbs, bro.
The best.
Ain't he the better running back?
You know what? Okay, you know what? I'll say right now, yes, he's playing better than Josh Jacobs. I'll say it for sure. He is. 100%.
I'm going to address that. I was going to wait till later on. But
no, I think...
Remember, we had...
I was going to say...
we had a little bit.
I know we did. Yeah, we did. We damn sure did. Let's go.
And you still going to get your Green Bay... It gonna depend though.
Oh my god!
You got 2 options.
Okay. Oh god.
One option, if you want your Green Bay mouse pad, you gotta say right now that.
Oh my god!
Say it. You gotta say it. Now, if you don't say it, I'm gonna get you whatever I feel like to get you. Now I saw something. I said the baby bill, but I'm gonna get you something else though. So you got 1 or 2 options.
I'm not gonna fucking say it. So do your worst. Do your worst. I'm loyal to my team. I'm not gonna say it. Sorry. I
promise.
I believe you're gonna go.
I promise you, I'll be guilty.
Hey, bro. Whatever. Even if it's funny, it's still got my Packers logo on it. I'm still gonna rep that shit, bro. And that's another thing too.
I don't want this one though.
But
I don't want this one though.
As long as it's not like a fucking pair of underwear. Actually, I will rock some underwear. I would like some underwear. I don't. You know what, Corey? I don't even care. I don't even care if it's from you and it's genuine. I'll deal with it, bro. But I will say though, Gibbs looks a lot better when Montgomery's not in the backfield. Gibbs turned the fuck up this game, bro. He handles both of their weight arguably better than when they're both in. I'm just gonna say that because Jahmyr Gibbs was fucking unstoppable, bro. Like in every way, receiving passes, catching passes, yards per carry. Like it was just insane. And I think that even more so than that, dude. Even Jared Goff with the picks he threw, like, dude. You guys never allowed them to capitalize on that. It was 3 points the whole way. They didn't even score a touchdown. So kudos to you guys. How did you feel about Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, I'm gonna tell you something about Sam Darnold. I see why earlier they wanted to try to get another quarterback because that game could have been a lot closer. They could have probably even won the game.
Yeah,
he was overthrowing Jefferson and whatnot. His accuracy way off, but. I credit our defense with Aaron Glenn for putting that pressure on them, for smacking them to get them routed up.
Yeah.
Because some quarterbacks, when you hit them and get them routed up, they out their game completely.
Yeah.
So, like, when they see that pressure coming, they just throwing that ball away. They don't care where it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Did y'all set the blueprint?
Underthrows? Huh?
Did y'all set the blueprint for the playoffs to how to defend Minnesota Vikings?
Oh yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm gonna say this right here with Aaron Glenn. Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, both of them geniuses. Aaron Glenn don't get a lot of props on what he's doing,
but he's doing
for sure. That dude, all the players he done had hurt, and new players coming in, and we still managed to win the game, find a way to win the game with the defense.
Yeah,
man, dude. That dude the mastermind. So I know both of them gone regardless, but man. I'm enjoying it. That blueprint is sick.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it, bro. And kudos to you guys, because I mean, like, as far as all the NFC teams, I think you guys got the most to fight for this season as far as the Super Bowl victory. Getting the first one for your franchise in the history, getting to the first one, that's a huge challenge. And even if you go there and you don't win, and honestly, like, even if you don't, depending on which coaches you guys pick up in the offseason once Glenn and Johnson are gone, you guys are still going to be contenders because Dan Campbell's there leading the ship. So kudos to you and the fire you guys play. You guys are definitely playing Lions football for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and one thing, let me give my boy. I gotta give my boy Gibbs props some more.
Go ahead.
Scored 31. Gibbs scored all the touchdowns on offense. We made the field goal also, but Gibbs scored all the touchdowns. So, yeah, you got to give credit to the best running back. And Imorie said with me, the world.
I'm not saying that.
What'd you say? In the world?
Not saying that shit.
In the world?
In the world. Between me, Jimmy Gibbs and Jobs Jakes, yeah. That guy from Green Bay.
Just to set the record straight, that bet was for literally that week, not for the whole season now. Just saying.
Nah, brother. No, brother.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Whatever.
So you saying he was just the best in the world for a week?
I'm saying our bet was about him being better at that week. That's what our bet was. Now I'm saying it's for the whole season.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, dude, hell, we don't even know what's going to happen in the playoffs, bro. Fucking Jacobs just show up on Sunday and fucking bust ass, bro. You never know. It all depends, bro.
Well, the regular season over. It's a new season now.
I know.
We got the regular
playoff
season
football.
Super Bowl.
It's playoff football.
Regular season, he broke the record. You know what I'm saying? He broke records. I still haven't seen none with what's your running back name again?
Josh Jacobs, but it's okay.
Oh, Jacobs. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jacobs' first year in this system. Y'all know how Gibbs for a little second. It's all good. But let's move forward.
It's not out there,
what the fuck ever. All right, let's move forward though, bro. Guys, so let's talk about the playoff picture, guys. Let's really get into it and we're gonna start with the AFC and then end out with the NFC because this playoff, the way things fell, I think it's the most volatile matchups. Like the games could go either way, so crazy. And especially with the seeding not being decided until week 18 and damn near 5 out of the 8 divisions in this league, like that's fucking crazy to me. So first game we got the Chargers v Texans on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. I'm going to go to you, Mr. Lavon Lane. Who do you think is going to win? What do you think it's going to be? What's going on?
Man, it's tough. That's a tough one. That's a great matchup. You just can't blurt out no score with that particular game. Talking about you got Stroud against Herbert, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. So I think Houston been a lot inconsistent lately, and
you can just say it. You can say it. They've been bad.
Yeah,
they've been bad. Let's be real. Like they've been.
Well, yeah, I was putting it lightly.
Yeah,
but I think the Chargers, they gonna roll in on this one and steal it from Houston. Yeah,
I think so too. What about
you? Score wise?
Yeah,
I think it could possibly be between a 14, 17-point lead for the Chargers.
You think it's going to be that big of a margin? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, about 14, 17 points, yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Thompson, what do you think? What you got?
Yeah, I'm picking back on Lavon. The Texas just really haven't been playing the ball that they was kind of doing last year. Mm-hmm. And even though the playoffs, like I said, new season, for the playoffs, it's gonna come down with the experience and coaching. And Jim Harbaugh, he been there.
He's been there.
Super Bowl wide.
Exactly.
So I really think Chargers would take. I really think Chargers gonna beat the Texans.
Me too.
And score wise, I can't do the score, but I would say points.
Yeah, let's just pick spreads.
They'll probably beat them by. Yeah, I give them. I'm going to say about 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. All right, Chargers at 14. So I'm looking at it a little bit differently than you guys. So I remember last year, C.J. Stroud's rookie year, he came in and just kind of lit the AFC up off storm. I think that, there's a lot of things offensively that aren't happening this year for the Houston Texans that were happening last year. And my question is where is that rift coming from? Is there things going on in the locker room? Because obviously the head coach, like I said, does not have them fired up and united. Otherwise, they would be playing better football. Now, with Jim Harbaugh, I think that we're in for a potential thing in the AFC, I think that we're going to see both Harbaugh brothers play each other. I do. And I think that would be a huge thing. So I'm going to take the Chargers by 14, simply because I think that the young, the new synergy that's going on that team, especially with his first year as a head coach, man, they're just firing. They're elite. And I think that, this game, they got more to prove than Texans. So we'll go Texans.
They call it the Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd be here for it because that'd be the funniest shit ever, dude. All right, so moving on to the next game. Saturday at 8 p.m. Well, the Steelers versus the Ravens. Now, this one's going to be one of those games that's going to divide a lot of people. And I think that, there's a lot of interesting things going forward. So, again, I'll start with Mr. Lavon Lane. Well, what's your take? What do you think?
Well, honestly, I picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So, from the AFC. So, yes, I think Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, he's a playmaker, man.
Yeah.
And I look at
he stats. Damn sure is, bro. He makes passes that don't make sense, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Man.
Excuse me.
Right. Do you see his stats?
Mm-hmm.
They better than last year when he won the MVP.
I know.
And so I'm like, with Henry, man, and then the defense being consistent, I just think the Steelers don't have enough firepower offensively to deal with the Ravens. So I picked the Ravens. This is gonna be funny. I picked them to win between 7 and 10 points. That's my spread.
I think it's a good spread.
7 and 10. It'll be closer because sometimes Lamar Jackson, he stay in the pocket too long. You never know what you're gonna get.
And defensively, if they can stop him from escaping off and running off, that's a huge thing for them. That's a huge part of the offense. So I agree with you, Mr. Thompson. What you thinking, bro?
Yeah, piggyback again off Lavon said. I picked the Ravens to win this game. Mm-hmm. Now, Lamar Jackson have known to choke.
Yes. Yes.
But I really think that probably this year he might get it. It depends on his mindset. And what I mean by that, he needs to forget what the critics say about him being a pocket passer. Look here, if you got to use your legs along with Derrick Henry legs, you use them.
Yeah.
If both y'all rush for 100 yards, y'all do it.
Yeah.
But I picked Baltimore to really win this game, man. I'm going to give them, man, real talk. I gave them, I really said 3 touchdowns. But if it's still kind of like a division game, playoff game.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to coaching. But I think the Ravens run away with this one.
Okay. And I love hearing both y'all's perspectives because I was thinking about this game, especially out of the AFC matchups long and hard. Because I was thinking back to, weeks 2 to weeks 8. And I was thinking about the Ravens defense. They were fucking ass, bro. Like, the Ravens definitely got off to a slow start this season. Now, offensively, obviously they've had the thing going, with Henry and Lamar Jackson doing some crazy things offensively. But the Ravens defense, guys, I had them in my fantasy league in the first couple of weeks, man. They were making bad mistakes. That first Bengals-Ravens game was kind of abysmal from both sides, and obviously the Bengals don't have defense. But, I think that there's a huge thing going on right now with the Ravens where they're finally getting some synergy and some consistency. I hope that in the face of adversity, they don't renege and go back to their old personality ways. Because like I said, John Harbaugh, he's that nigga. I mean, like I said, he's been there. His brother's been there. They've all been there. And I think that, if my things are to be true, the Steelers with, Mike Tomlin, dude, Mike Tomlin's arguably in the hot seat. They're tired of mediocrity. And I think that really it's going to come down to, like I said, who wants their job more? Whose team wants a playoff win more? Because arguably these two teams out of all the matchups, I think are fighting for similar status. I think that, obviously they haven't had high draft picks, or well, the Steelers have recently, but, the Ravens haven't had high draft picks because they've been successful teams so far. I think they're playing for the future of their division in this matchup because, with the Buffalo Bills starting to fire on all cylinders, there's a lot of things going on in that conference that are just, really interesting. But as far as me personally, I write in this game, I think that the Steelers are too conservative in their play. I think that they play a lot of the same qualities that Matt LaFleur plays in his worst things. You get a lead, you try to keep it instead of trying to keep scoring. I think Russell Wilson, there's already a lot of tumultuousness between, what's going to happen to Justin Fields in the offseason with that whole thing. I think that there's definitely something that's going to be said about this game for both teams. Regardless of who wins, if the Ravens choke, they are going to be dogged by everyone. And I think that if the Steelers choke, then Justin Fields is not going to want to stay there. And that they're going to have to decide, are they going to, like, there's a lot of things up there because they're not really paying shit for Russell Wilson this season. They're not. Because, I mean, the Broncos are still footing the bill for that. So I think that in this game, I'm going to pick the Ravens, but I'm going to give them 7. I'm going to give them 7, guys. I think that there's going to be a lot of emotions there on the field, and I think that hopefully it's a good football game, and hopefully the Steelers go back to more of that gunslinger-style offense than they have been currently. But that's just my take, guys. Moving on to the final AFC wild card or fucking playoff game. And this one is going to be interesting. We got the Denver Broncos going up against the Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm going to give it a little prep before I kick it to you, Mr. Lane. A lot of Broncos fans are riding high off of their victory against Kansas City last week. It was 38-0. And I think that if you're going to be serious about that, that shit was literally not even a football game. That was a scrimmage, and the Chiefs didn't put nobody in. And I saw a lot of Broncos fans, and I really was thinking about it. They only let them win that game so that Joe Burrow didn't get a shot. I really think that's how that went down, because if you really look at like what the Bengals can do offensively, but can't do defensively, in a playoff situation, if their defense gets fired up, they're fucking hell. Look what happened last time the Bengals got in there. They went to the Super Bowl. You know, so it's one of those things where, dude, you gotta play with an open mind. And out of this game, especially with this starting off Sunday being the first game of the day, I think it's going to be really cold, and I think that it's going to be a good game. But Mr. Lavon Lane, what are your thoughts?
Broncos.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm gonna ride high, like they say, with Bo Nix. I'm gonna put it in the rookie hand.
You're a Bo lever.
I put it, huh?
I said you're a Bo lever.
Bo lever. That man coming up with acronyms.
No, they've been saying that all season. They've been saying I believe in blah 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 whatever. Like let's ride or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna ride high. Hey, I'm gonna ride high with them. I'm gonna ride high with the Broncos, and I'm gonna stick with that. I ain't spread. I don't know. It's the playoffs, and we got a rookie quarterback. That's kind of hard to really give a good spread on that. So I just picked. I'm a believe. Put it like that.
Okay, I feel you. What about you, Mr. Thompson?
That game could go either way, man. And I'm kind of like Lavon. The only reason why I'm saying because Sean Payton, he kind of mastermind too.
Yeah, he is.
As far as coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do got a rookie quarterback, but that game could go either way. But if I just really had to pick, I'm gonna say the Bills, but I'm gonna say by 3 points. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But Broncos could win that game. I'm roll with the Bills though. Roll with the Bills.
Okay. Well, see, I'm looking at this game from an offensive standpoint. Right. So, I mean, obviously, the Bills' defense has been hit or miss. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. They're hot and cold. And I think that the Broncos' defense has been one of the stronger things that have kept them in a lot of games this year. Now, with that being said, Bo Nix, this will be his first playoff game. And I think that him being a rookie, there's a lot of potential for him to get overwhelmed with the gravity of the situation. Now, Sean Payton as a head coach is definitely going to have some contingencies in play to try to keep that from happening. But I think that Bo, because I didn't write down where the games are, but I think that Bo Nix, he's going to learn who Bo is in this game. Now, with that being said, Josh Allen is the most fucking crazy, unpredictable quarterback, I think, in the all AFC. I know Lamar is crazy, but I think Josh Allen, when he's on, he's a fucking bottle rocket. Like, he's shooting straight at you and he's popping you in the face. Now, this game is going to be an interesting matchup because he hasn't really gone up against a tough, super tough defense like the Broncos in a while. And I think that, he's fighting for something here too. Because him and Lamar are both known for choking in the playoffs, So I think that if he's going to be and they're going to turn it on, this is a game to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go with the experience here. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills by 3 points with Mr. Corey Thompson. I think that they're going to come out on top, guys. Now, I'm going to go to the NFC.
NFC, let's go. Let's go, fellas. Hey, let's go.
Hey, let's go.
Let's bring it on.
But man,
matter of fact, spike it up one time for the NFC.
Let's get it going for the NFC.
Let's go.
Cheers. Now, guys, this first matchup is against the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And man,
you go first on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it up, dude. Actually, I'm gonna go first on this one. I'm gonna go first. Let's change it all the way up. Look, guys, the Green Bay Packers have been pissing me off the past 3 weeks of this season. Pissing me off. Like the coaching, especially in the play calling, have been pissing me off. Look at him up there. But man, I will say, I do think that on paper, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles are way closer matched than people realize. I think that as far as like depth of positions and overall game plans, we're actually very, very similar in a lot of ways. Now, my issue here is Saquon Barkley. Because, so far this season, that's my issue here. It's because we've been pretty good at stopping the run. Even in the first game we played, I think we kept him under 100 yards. It was fairly good, a good experience, but that was a fresh-ass team. We're bruised and battered, and it seems like we're playing like the games don't matter. And, guys, I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers to win this game, only because I believe that we can finally start playing for something. Even if we lose, I don't care. I think that we have a shot to play this. Because when we went into Dallas last year, it was very similar circumstances. They were hot. They hadn't lost at home. We beat the fucking brakes off of them. Like, in our last Week 18 game last year wasn't a huge margin of victory either. I think that, with us being on the road, I prefer us with this team this year being a wild card team rather than us being the number one seed. I do not want to be the number one seed. That comes with a lot of pressure. But I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers by 1 point. All right, Mr. Corey Thompson.
Yeah. I got you. Excuse me. Packers versus Eagles. Eagles gonna win that game. Let me say this. I will say this. I believe Jalen Hurts will play. If Jalen Hurts playing, cool. Eagles would get the game. If not, it's gonna be a struggle. But it all depends on which Green Bay team shows up.
Exactly, bro. You hit the nail on the head, bro.
Yep. So I'm going to say, if I just had to pick, if I was a betting man, I'm just going to have to roll with the Eagles.
Okay.
I have to roll with the Eagles, but I just say by a touchdown.
Okay.
I say by a touchdown.
All right, Mr. Lavon Lane.
39-10 Eagles. You can go to the next game. Hey, you can go to the next game. 39.
Hey, Lo.
That's great.
You didn't pick no score on the other team, but you pick a score on this one.
Yeah, we're going to flip the pages on that
man, yeah, I'm a couple. You got something else to say, Lavon?
No. I was just
going to say this. There's only one factor why I don't think we're going to get blown out in this game. And that's that Jalen Hurts hasn't played in the past couple of weeks. There's going to be some rust on him. And this week, so far, he still hasn't cleared concussion protocol. So he's not out there getting the reps. It's going to be his first game back, and it's going to be in the playoffs. Luckily, it's in Philadelphia for them. But guys, like, Jalen Hurts has to keep his head about him, because don't let us bring pressure and get him. Because he gets rattled. You guys know that. I think that this is going to be an emotional game. It's going to be our young team versus their legacy. And really, Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles, is also playing for his job. So I think that there's a lot of things that need to be said. I think Matt LaFleur is definitely, Jeff Hafley's DC is under fire for that shithole performance he put up against the Bears last week. So if you want to own yourself and you want to be a real coordinator for this team, you want to really protect your job. You put up a good goddamn performance in this playoff game. And honestly, here's the thing: is like we're talking about the games after this week. Fuck, I don't even know. I'm just gonna flip a fucking corner because I don't know. Yeah. And I think that's really the overall player picture about this, dude. But let's move on to the next NFC game. We got one more game to talk about after this, and then we'll wrap the show. But this game is gonna be fucking interesting too. Sunday, it's gonna be interesting too, like as well. Got the Commanders play the Bucks Sunday at 8 p.m.
Ooh.
And dude, Baker Mayfield's fucking hot right now. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. He's fucking hot right now. And some of the touchdowns I saw him get last week to clinch that division and win that game. Bro, I don't even know how you defend that shit, bro. I saw him run out of the pocket to the right side, throw a 30-yard dart for a touchdown. Nigga, like, I don't know how the fuck, you know? And, you know, the Commanders have definitely done a lot of good things with Dan Quinn coming in as a first head coach in this franchise. Jay Daniels obviously finding some confidence. But the Commanders are just happy to be at the show. Now, you know, we could have arguably said the same thing. I feel like the Commanders are coming into this really similar than the Houston Texans did last year in the playoffs. And look what happened to them. They could get hot. They could just fucking knock people off, you know? And we don't know who's going to end up playing who in the next round of these things. So it's just going to be a whole lot of thing. But in this one, in all seriousness, though, I'm going to pick the Bucs by 7 points.
Bucs by 7?
Bucs by 7.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson. Oh, Lavon, you want to go?
Yeah, I got a question. Mm-hmm. Is Daniels healthy?
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield healthy?
Yeah.
Which defense are better? Washington or Bucs?
I think Bucs have been a little less consistent, but I'm going to go with when the Bucs are on, they're on. I think they have more experienced players. They're an older roster. But that's just my personal.
Okay. I'm going to take the Bucs with you. I'm going to say they have a late run by 10. They're going to win by 10. That's a late run, fourth quarter, because of, I'll say, the maturity level of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. He's poised. He's very poised.
Yeah, he's poised. I think it's going to be probably be a little bit inexperienced play by Daniels. It's his first hoorah in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And he just gained this experience. I hope he played well. He did great this year. As a rookie. Yeah. But I think this is going to help him along the way. But I think this game, Baker is so locked in and focused. I think it'll be close. It'll be interesting. But I think Baker going to pull away by 10.
Okay. Mr. Corey Thompson, what you think?
Oh, yeah. I'm pick back off both of y'all, man. Really, it's going to come down with the, like I said, Washington Young. Really, you know, they're doing good. Some didn't expect it. Imorie, you picked them to be one of the teams to watch out for this year.
I did.
You know, you did. And I think, like Lavon said, this is a building block for them. Mm-hmm. You know, but I think this is exactly when the experience don't kick in, especially when you're dealing with a rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. So I think the Bucs, you know, more likely to win this game. And I'd say about 10. I'll say about 10 points. Okay. I think the Bucs would take it by 10.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think that's really huge, too, because I think that Jaden Daniels definitely needs an adversity game. You know, obviously he beat the Bears with that Hail Mary, and that was a boost of confidence. That gave them some springboard energy to get them all the way to the playoffs. So I think that, you know, there's a lot of things they have going. There's a chance they could keep firing, but, man, you got to get knocked on your ass one time before you really get that final form, guys. All right, so moving on, the last pick of the playoff game. And this one is, I think, the one a lot of Vikings fans are afraid of. We got the Vikings going up against the LA Rams. And, the Rams beat them last time they played. And I think that that's something to be said. We saw darn what happened when Detroit came up and got them flustered. You know, and I think that, you know, the defense of the Rams, you know, they're pretty solid, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to get the pressure that they did. They're a little bit more beat up than they were previously. But I think that Matt Stafford is just fucking an elite level quarterback. He's been there. Mm-hmm. He's got a Super Bowl. You know, he knows exactly what to expect. He came from a huge badass, you know, college football team coming from the University of Georgia. He's versed. He's been up against a lot of things. And I think that arguably Sam Darnold is just playing for his contract for whatever team he plays for next year. And coming off that bad game, you know, the Vikings do have a history of fucking shit up. Even with them being, you know, almost the number one seed. Almost, Corey. Almost. But, you know, that's one of those things where, dude, like, I think that in this game, the Rams got a lot more to prove. So I'm personally, and I'm going to be real with you, I'm going to give Rams about 14, bro.
Mm.
What about you guys? You guys can go first. Right?
Oh, yeah. I agree because, let me see, Rams, you got Stafford. He a veteran, a long-time veteran.
And he has probably the strongest arm in the league. Let's be real here. Motherfucker's a machine, bro. It's crazy. Dude.
Oh, yeah. I told you, he like we talked about the toughest quarterbacks in the league.
He's up there.
He was one of them.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Him and Favre, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And they healthy. Mm-hmm. The defense coming back healthy. I think with that McVay offense, so much motion going on. And here's the thing. Think about it. The way the Minnesota Vikings defensive scheme with all them blitzes and the way McVay motion so much, you can leave somebody else open and Stafford, he find a hot player just like that.
Yep.
The hot man. Then you got Cup.
And
so
Cooper
you gotta be
Cup
careful
is
not
a monster, bro. Shit, dude.
Man, let me tell you.
God,
the way Minnesota blitz, you got to be careful against McVay offensive schemes,
especially with Puka Nacua too. There's just so many threats from so many different ways, dude.
Yep. And I think Donald, after that loss, man, Donald got BTA. You know, they just straight belt the ass by Detroit and
belt to ass.
Yeah,
I hope that nigga put on some Vaseline or some shit because that shit was ugly, bro.
Man. And so sometimes that momentum, it's not about yes, it is confidence, but he's a veteran. Mm-hmm. But I think the momentum, they lost a little momentum getting beat by the rival Detroit. Oh, yeah. I mean, beat. So when you go into a playoffs with that belt you still feeling that belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to play Rams with a veteran quarterback. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams on this one. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say about 17 on this one.
Damn. Okay.
With Minnesota Blitz.
Hell yeah.
By 17.
Hell yeah. All right, Mr. Thompson, how you feeling? Then we'll wrap the show up, dude.
Oh yeah, we'll wrap this thing up. But yeah, I'm with y'all, man. The Rams, like I said, they got a hell of a coach. Hell of a quarterback, of course. I raised him. Georgia fan, Detroit. I've been dealing with him since 05, 06.
And Stafford was in his home. That man raised him in his home.
He damn sure did, bro.
That's right. I raised him.
Hey, bro, I had a figure in that too. I had a little bit of something in there. I was there when he was playing. I went to the games. I saw him play. I saw him play.
Yeah. He got that cannon for arm. So that's why I was saying. That's why I said the difference. I'm glad that the Vikings didn't get Stafford over there trying to get that trade to get Stafford, because that game when we played them could have been a whole lot different. So some of the throws that Don was doing was off. But Stafford is a tough guy. You know, you can hit him. Matter of fact, he want to get hit. That's what he like.
He does.
He's that tough quarterback. So, yeah, I'm picking the Rams. I say by 14 or 17.
14 or 17 points. Yeah,
it'd be double.
So a substantial victory.
Double digits.
Hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah. So like, honestly, I think that there's a lot of good things going on. You know, obviously, the Detroit Lions clinched the first round bye and the Chiefs clinched the first round bye in the AFC. You know, and I'm really interested to see how these games go, because the matchups going into this playoff season, we don't know who the fuck's going to be in the Super Bowl. I think the margin and the differences between these teams is arguably the closest it's ever been. And of course, it's any given Sunday and it's playoff football time. So we have a lot of good football to look forward to, guys. Like I said, I want to take you guys. Thank you so much, Lavon Lane, for popping in today at work. We'll let you get back to it, but appreciate you. Fuck the Bears, but good win against us, you know. And Mr. Corey Thompson, I appreciate you. You know, even if we don't go all the way, I think you've got a real shot to go all the way, brother. I really do. So thank you guys so much. If you guys like the Spike Podcast, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, drop comments, and we will see you soon.